My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
Hello everyone and welcome to In My Mug, episode 433. 433. Scares me how many of these things that we've done. Yeah, we should do some news. I have one bit of news this week. I'm just had to rack my brains because I haven't really thought about news. But news this week, I'm writing a book. I guess that's news enough. Now, I'm writing a coffee book. I'm writing a coffee book about all of the producers that we work with. I'm hoping to get it done in the next kind of 4 to 5 months. I'm sure I will tell you more about it, and I'm sure there will be opportunities to win signed copies from the author. But that's going to be coming up in the very near future. That's all of the news. So let's get to the coffee. I don't know what Chris is doing here, but he seems to give me a cupping bowl. Oh no, it's not a cupping bowl. It's a serving bowl to drink out of, which he has warmed. I have a little pot with a neckerchief, and I have some beans and some grounds so I can inspect them. Yes, this week's coffee comes from El Salvador, somewhere that I was just a few weeks ago. Comes from the farm called Finca San Jose. It is the red Bourbon from the farm. I specify red Bourbon because we do have a yellow Bourbon and an orange Bourbon from that farm. You won't be able to see them all because some of them are being sneaked into secret stashes and some of them are being reserved for other customers. But we do have the red Bourbon from San Jose, owned by Gloria Rodriguez. Gloria is a 5th generation coffee grower, I think. An amazing woman, which I will tell you more about later. The farm is located near to the town of Archapan. Archapan is towards the... If you look at El Salvador and San Salvador's here. To the right of it, you go towards the Guatemalan border. Archapan is around about 20 minutes from the Guatemalan border. On lots of the farms you can actually see it. We'll probably see that on the map bit in a little while. Yeah, its altitude is around about 1,500 metres above sea level. It has a mixture of varietals on there. It has Elefante, which is a varietal that they've found on that farm. They've also found SL28 on there. They've also found Pacamara on there, and they've also found yellow Pacamara on there. The farm is just an amazing mix of different things. Right, let's go and look at the map bit, and then we'll come back and talk about Gloria. Welcome to this week's map bit. Let's get across that Atlantic Ocean, get to Central America, and get to the tiny country of El Salvador. To give you a perspective of El Salvador, for anybody living in the UK, it's around about the same land size as Wales. So it's tiny. It's a very, very small country, and it's amazing how much coffee they produce considering their size. One of El Salvador's most well-known dishes is pupusa, which is like a tortilla with cheese and ground pork and beans, and not my favourite, if I'm honest. It's not quite the taco. It's kind of like the poor man's taco. I'm not a massive fan, but I will have one when I'm there. So we're going down to Archapan, and in particular Finca San Jose, which you can see is on the side of one of the mountains in what is already a fairly high region of El Salvador. You can see lots of the planting. Those little squares, they're kind of windbreaks to protect the farms. Here we've got Gloria, bless her. Yeah, Gloria's amazing. Such a strong woman and doing such an amazing job. And there's a very handsome fellow in me, standing with Gloria. I'm probably just looking handsome because Gloria's making me, her amazingness is rubbing off on me. A beautiful farm, very healthy. Oh gosh, that's not a very good picture of me at all, is it? I look like I'm drunk. Anyway, let's zoom round, and you can see just over the hill there, that's the Pacific Ocean. You can see the Pacific from the farm. The highest point is Cerro El Pital, which is 2,730 metres. You can just see, like, to go from 1,500 metres and you can see the sea down, it's a fairly big drop. And there's Apaneca, so there's the town of Apaneca. And that was the map bit. Like, I love San Jose. I really, really do. It's a beautiful farm that we bought from 5 years now, 6 years. The reason I mentioned the book at the start is I've been writing a lot about Gloria because she was the first person that sent me back the questions that I asked her for the book. And super interesting lady, like in a very male-dominated world, is the borders and boundaries that just don't exist with her. She just gets the job done. Everybody respects her. Everybody works with her. She has, I think it's 5 farms. So we've got Nihapa, we've got Lagunita, we've got San Jose, we've got what's the new farm called? There's a new farm that we only had for the secret stash last year, which was a very small amount. And there's another one. But anyway, does an amazing job and really working somewhere where you're surprised that she's able to do the things that she does, because El Salvador is not as forward thinking as many countries in regards to sex as you would hope they would be, but just does a fantastic job. Right, we should go and look at the fact file. So welcome to this week's fact file. Hopefully you're enjoying In My Mug so far. Let's zoom down to the country of El Salvador, somewhere we've spent a lot of time. People who watch a lot of In My Mugs know I love this place. 165 hectares are devoted to coffee, which is around about 12% of the entire land space of El Salvador, which makes them the 18th biggest producer. She's fairly impressive for such a small country. Total coffee production, well, it varies, but we kind of see anything between, a couple 100,000 to 2 million. 2 million at its peak. You have things like Pacamara, SL28, which has been obviously planted there. You've got Bourbon. Total employed by coffee directly, 135,000. And we have 18 farms that we're working with El Salvador. 18. It's huge. But yeah, let's get down to the figures for this week's San Jose. So it's owned by Gloria Maria Rodriguez. It is in Apaneca in Arshapan, altitude of 1,500 metres. It's a fully washed coffee, and it is a red Bourbon. And that was this week's fact file. So I should talk about the coffee. Unusually for this coffee, I'm getting lots of cherry, lots of dark red cherry, and the acidity is much more than I'm kind of used to. I'm going to go and bother Chris in a minute to see how he's brewed this, because he's really brought out lots of that acidity. There is a little bit of like milk chocolate sweetness there. I know you hate milk chocolate sweetness as a descriptor, but it definitely is there in this one. And there's almost like a little cola-esque flavour to it, which I like, cherry cola. I guess go tiny with the cherries, but an absolutely delicious cup. Right, we should go and do Roland's Daft Fact of the Week. El Salvador has a population of 10 million people, and 10 people every day are killed due to gang-related murders. Not strictly true, Mr. Glue. That is an old statistic. Actually, this year, for the first time in a long time, that gang-related killings have gone down. They're getting rid of the bodies better. So, into the espresso. And this is where, for me, this coffee is at its very best. You get that big hit of cherry cola. Like, it really is cherry cola city. It's just one of those descriptors that fits this coffee perfectly. And it's so consistently that too. That is worth a second sip. Into the cappuccino. So the milk tones down a lot of that like cherry acidity stuff, and really it just turns into like a milk chocolate, easy drinking cappuccino. That's actually a really pleasant cappuccino. It's nice, it's balanced. That is absolutely delicious. So thank you very much as always for joining me, and do remember, life is too short for bad coffee.